Good morning, trading fam. So in this video, we're going to be looking at the S&P 500, given the current situation with the war in Iran, what I think it could do next, both short-term and mid-term, where I start to look to take entries into stocks once again. Okay, S&P 500 is fairly simple here, guys. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I am on the weekly SPX. You can see we've been in this channel since 2017. Get out an arrow so you can see exactly where I'm talking about. We entered this channel and started to form this channel. It's exactly, hit the bottom, hit the top here, hit the bottom again, up, up, up we go, hit the top. And now on the daily, if I zoom into the daily here, you can see we are in a sort of a rounded top here. And with this war in Iran, and a lot of uncertainty, the VIX is spiking. You can see through precious metals and commodities that people are avoiding uncertainty, meaning they're taking their funds from stocks and assets and moving over to precious metals, gold, silver, commodities. Of course, nobody knew this war was going to unfold, but the charts were telling us we were topping with this rounded top here. The charts were telling us we have definitely come to the top of this channel again, and I expect us to go at least down to middle of the channel, which is around 6,100, potentially breaking that white trend line there and coming to the bottom of our channel once again, testing the bottom of our channel. That would be a 20% drop from where we are. Very well could happen with this war in Iran and all the geopolitical components that are causing market uncertainty. Longer term, you can see we have been in since 2009, we have been in what I call a secular bull run. This is a trend line that comes all the way from 2009. So this is unbelievable, guys, but we could actually drop 50% from where we are today and still be in a bull run. That is an amazing thing to think about. Do I think we'll drop from this channel? No, I don't think that's going to happen. But at the very least, expect us to come down to 6,100, 6,200 on the S&P and potentially to the bottom of this channel, which would equate to about a 20% drop. You can see our 200 week simple moving average is coming up to help on support there. If we drop from this channel, yeah, well, it's possible we go further and at least hit this 350 week simple moving average here. If we drop below that, coming back down to this trend line all the way down here, and from our 2009 start of a bull run. All right, so it's not that difficult to analyze this chart from a technical analysis perspective, and that's what I'm looking at, guys. I'll possibly dip my toes in here at the 6,100 mark. You can see this white trend line here represents our 100-week moving average coming up to help as support, but we have a long ways that we could fall. So pending geopolitical events, expect anything, but a real good opportunity to enter here for a bounce would be the bottom of this channel, which, depending on where we hit that, could be anywhere from 5,500 all the way up here to 58, 6,000 even. But that's what I'm looking at on the S&P 500. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, you know what to do. I hate to be one of those guys that begs for the likes and the comments and the subscribes because it's so ad nauseum, but it truly does help the channel out, and it helps me to put out this content it inspires me and encourages me to keep going, that you find the content valuable. In the future, I will have some announcements about my copy trade account, which I've been beta testing. It has gone very well. I'm up like 15% so far since I began 2 months ago. And so I'm hoping to get that portfolio up to the same rate of gain as my public portfolio, which you all can see if you follow my channel, which now is around 56% since the introduction of my pivot zones indicator. And speaking of my pivot zones indicator, that is that's an invite only indicator, and you can subscribe to my channel and have access to that if you're so inclined, and if that's something you would like to do. If you like to trade your own stocks and not just copy what I do, you can do that, and the indicator works very well. As I said, with the Bitcoin chart, the reason I've gone long is because of my pivot zones indicator. It fired a buy signal, and as I back test this thing on Bitcoin specifically, it has over a 90% plus success rate. So I am definitely not ignoring that, even though I'm a bearish, bias overall on Bitcoin. I have gone long on Bitcoin because specifically of this pivot zones indicator firing a buy signal. It's a very good indicator, and I'm glad all these years of doing technical analysis, I finally found something that's simple, and it just says buy and you buy, and it says sell and you sell. So if you're not familiar with my pivot zones indicator, I will have a link in the description, and you can view how that works. Until the next video, peace, y'all.